Lighting, lighting, lighting. Guess what I got? I got my van! It's everything I want. And all the things I went through, it was so worth it because it was a lot. It was a lot of patience. I learned so much in the process. Welcome to my new house. It's so awesome. The Ram Flowmaster 2019 36-inch wheelbase. Just gonna live in it right now, please. Yes, please. I wanted to share some about negotiating. Let's see. Is that good? Oh boy. This is our background. We love it. I went to the dealership to negotiate the price because I knew this was my van. I had known that about a lot of vans, but this was the real deal. I'm like, hey, I can't get too excited, especially can't show it, you know, at dealerships and everything. I wonder if this will be better. Ooh, as long as it doesn't fall. Was that good? Yeah? Okay. I decided I wanted to, you know, it just slipped on that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. So the night before, here's my little prayer pep talk. I know you can do it. Let me know the price that I will take. Let me be firm on it. Little steps at a time. This is my van. Just help me see the steps necessary to take. I know it will be a challenge, so give me something to shoot for. What is our goal? I will be as patient as you need, but also jump on something like a lion if I'm directed to. Show me the answers and actions I must take with this van situation. So not being too attaching myself on it too much, even though it's pretty hard not to. It's about the situation. What experiences and knowledge can you get from that? Help me make this work. I need answers on what I need to do. I ask that Matt is willing to make something work with me because that's what I need from him. He will be more than happy to help me get everything I need to make this dream a reality. Thank you. I know that it's done, and all I need to do is learn how to accept it. I'm ready to accept it now. Thank you. Hopefully that's inspiring. Share is 2 books. We'll start with this one. Getting to Yes, a problem-solving approach to negotiating. Negotiations serve 2 major functions of life: information gathering and behavioral influencing. It's where each party wants something from the other side. Communication with results. Playing the emotional game that society is set up for. We get what we ask for. We just have to learn to ask in the right way. The main book was Never Split the Difference. It's a really good book. Just all about negotiating. Giving you the confidence for that because life is a negotiation. I love learning and talking about the psychology and becoming aware of nonverbal and verbal communication, body language, all the things that play behind, you know, behind the scenes and things that affect it subconsciously. Our emotional behavior is what reacts first. The emotional brain could be overcome by a more problem-solving mindset. Learning that problem-solving mindset will help with negotiation. I'm just gonna read off of the notes I took. Stay with me because it's really good. Just overloading myself with all this information just programmed some of it in my mind. At least some things I was able to portray in the actual negotiation. So I hope this can help you in anything you're going through with life. Separate the person and emotion from the problem. So with myself, I need to not get too emotionally attached to the situation, to the van, especially showing that to your the counterpart, because then they know that they got you. Don't get too wrapped up in the other side's position. Focus on what their interests are and why they're asking for it. Find out what they really want. Evaluate the possible solutions that you both can agree on. Feeling is a form of thinking. We are all rational actors. The goal is to figure out how to respond to those situations. There's 2 lines of thinking. One is the animal, fast, instinctive, and emotional, which is more influential and steers our rational thinking, which then controls the other side of the mind, which is slower, deliverable, and more logical, that thinks things through. You know, they're both very important. The emotional is what steers the other side of the mind, the rational thinking, because the emotional is more subconscious, that we don't notice actions we make in an instant and fast, you know. To steer things where you want them to go is to use the frame effect, they call it. People respond differently to the same choice depending on how you frame it, how you frame the questions. Frame questions to get them to react a certain way. With the emotional part, it will affect their second mind, which solves the problems. This includes asking open-ended questions, influencing the emotional brain to accept that their offer isn't good enough for you. Then system 2 rationalizes it to get you a better offer. Listening is most effective. Make sure you slow down, allow them to talk, to express themselves. When they feel listened to, they tend to listen to themselves. They become less defensive. Make sure you're not being defensive. I didn't read the whole book, obviously, the day before. It had the summary of some of the chapters, so I just wrote down some key points that I thought would be helpful. Never Split the Difference is about winning, making sure you get everything you want, both parties, because it's possible. It's learning to negotiate in that way that gets you there. Number 1, avoid making assumptions about the other side, their story, what they want, think, need. 2, some tips. Mirroring is good, like your actions. Silence is good. Be okay with that uncomfortable silence when you are making decisions or negotiating, so you are aware of yourself, not acting irrationally. Wait. Don't be afraid to slow things down. Take the situation as it is. There's no need to rush. Discern between wants and needs, what they want and what they actually need. I made sure to repeat what he actually needs, the price that I was offering him, that he would still get so much value from it. Like, look, Matt, I know, you and I both know, at this price you would make a lot of profits. I kept repeating that kind of stuff. Just going through all of this, writing it down, really planting it in my brain. It was there. I didn't go through all these things, memorizing them, acting all of them out, but it was there, and it definitely played a role and affected me. One thing I was excited about, when I wasn't too attached to the situation, I did know that this was my man. I was determined. I was there to get it. I was still there for the experience. I'm just like, okay, take the experience out as it is. The discomfort, playing the emotional game, the ego game, just facing yourself. Basically, these challenges that come up are for your own good. The uncomfortable situations are the ones you grow the most in, and I was just super excited for that. I love those uncomfortable situations because I'm like, I know I need to do this. I'm ready. Bitch, do your best, basically. You got to learn to take it. The uncomfortable situations, it's life, you know? Who cares? Anyways, number 3, I think we're on. Recognize their perspective. Gain trust and understanding through repeating some of their phrases back to them, making them feel heard. In negotiations, everything starts with no. It's good for it to start out with a no. Step out of your ego and negotiate in their side of things. Engage them by acknowledging the right for them to choose. Eliminate yes or no questions. Instead, include how or what. Like, how am I supposed to do that? Or what do you want me to do about that? Having them solve your problems. And yeah, number 8. Having them solve your problem. Use the word how questions to gently say no. Wait a minute. I thought there was 10, but number 9, last one. I guess this is 9.
Dang, this girl needs to learn to count.
Find and use the most rare pieces of information. During the whole discussion, while you're listening, gathering information, there are usually 3 to 5 important pieces of information that if they were to be uncovered, it would change everything. Find out what that information is. Say like the prices, what they paid for it. You don't always need to know those things. Just be aware that they are there. Dang, we really got through that. Let's go. It was just awesome. I was excited. Nervously excited. I'm pretty proud of myself though. So it was just a good experience for me, and I hope I can share some of what I learned for you and your next negotiation. Practice it. It's good. I was in sales, so I love that kind of stuff. You can always improve in that. Know that you deserve it. You can get everything you want out of life if you just learn to accept it and negotiate on it. The biggest thing about getting this amazing van was the process of learning. The whole time I was like, I just needed to learn to accept it. That's what I was having a hard time with. I went through lots of different vans. Took me forever, it feels like, finding the balance of going after what you want, but at the same time it doesn't need to be a fight. Knowing things will come to you too. You still have to put some action towards it, intentional actions to make it a reality, to make it possible. Knowing it will happen when it happens and not being too greedy of when. So yeah, I hope that is inspirational for you and you got some good stuff out of it. Practice this, decide you want something, and get it. Thank you all for supporting me and making it to the end of my rambles. Anyways, I'm so excited. I got my van and I'm so happy, and I just can't wait to start building it. And yeah, I have a lot more to say, but I'm not gonna say it right now.
I have to figure out a job and a car, and I'm like, okay.
It's gonna take a bit, but I will hopefully record some of the building process if you want to follow along, if it helps or inspires you to go after whatever you want. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, maybe.